Good evening. Welcome back to the channel. This is Joe. Today we are doing one of two things. We are either working on the 32 Gangbusters from MPC, or we're going to go through the grab box that I just got from my buddy Sam Stokes. So y'all let me know what you want to do when you pop in. I told everybody I was in. I gave a live in 5. I'm a little earlier than 5 minutes, but that's okay. I am going to go ahead and work on the Chrysler here until everybody gets in, until I see who's here. How's that? All right. So again, today we're going to be starting out with the whoopses. We're working on the MPC Chrysler Imperial 8 Gangbusters. It is actually a really cool build, guys. It's really nice. I'll take the engine cover off for you so you can see the engine. The engine is really nice. Got well detailed. Got the air intake louvers. Got the little lock panel. I'm trying to determine, am I going to open one side of the hood, or am I just going to leave it all closed? I haven't made up my mind yet. Nothing is really glued into place yet. Everything is still removable, except for the tires, of course. But I think we're going to get a big jump on this tonight and do an hour's work on it, or whenever. Hey, good evening, Miss Candy. How are you? Thank you for coming in, darling. I'm surprised. I'm glad to see you, but I'm surprised. I thought everybody'd be kind of busy for the next half hour. You hear me okay, hon? Again, I'm working on the Imperial 8, as you can see. I'm trying to get it as close to box art on the screen as possible. This kind of looks a little more green than it does brown, but it'll suffice for now. I'm happy with it. It stands out. So... but we got a little bit ways to go. I was just saying that I got a nice package from my buddy Samuel Stokes. Sent me a what we call a junkyard parts box, rebuilders kind of thing. So he sent me a huge box of stuff I just received today. So I was going to ask the guys, do they want to see what I got for rebuilders and parts, or do they want to carry on with the... Thank you. I'm glad you're doing good, hon. All right, so here's my little guy here. Don't look at his face. He's still got a brown face. I'm going to change that. But this is kind of where I'm going to display him on that. There's another guy as well. He's also sitting down. So I may put him in the cab. I don't know. We shall see. So it's just mocked up right now. That's kind of what we're going for. I don't know if I'm going to use the hard top or I'm going to use the cover off. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty cool, to be frankly honest with you myself, if you ask me. Seats aren't even glued in, so I haven't really done the steering wheel. And these are all of the accessories that I still have to put on. It's a big full. And the motorcycle they sent with it and everything. I've got that built. As you can see, that's built here. And get it stand up. There you go. That's built. I have the interior basically to do, and the spare tires and all the chrome and accessories and attachments. So I still have all that to do. Here's the little headlights that not headlights, but here's the little stand lights that they used to use way back in the 30s. These are your police markers, these things here. These are your police markers. That's what they used to use to mark the roads. Big, huge lights to make everybody stop. Let me go ahead and pop them off because I want to put those to the side because I want to put the lenses in them. That I do want to do. Crappy blade. All right, there we go. Let's get them out of the way because I don't want to. They're thin. There's everything thin left on it, and I don't want to break them. I don't know who we'll have in tonight or who will be showing tonight, but I did give a 5, and I did tell everybody yesterday on the show that I would be in around 5. So I'm a little early, not much, but just a little early. But again, shout out to Samuel Stokes. I appreciate you, brother. I got your package today. Everything came in perfectly fine. I'm very excited I went through it quickly, but I'm very excited to get through it and look at everything that we got and see what I got that I can rebuild for it. So we're going to go ahead and start putting this thing together the way it's supposed to be so it stays that way. So let me go ahead and pull it up. That's the only one that I put on, right? Okay, so this one goes here. Yeah, okay, all right, so let's go ahead and start putting parts on. I got everything cleaned up and ready to go, so basically I'm just going to be putting this is the flat deck, this is the cover panel. I'm not sure because it doesn't say here exactly what it is, the name of it. It just says flat panel, I think. No. Cement in place, the rumble seat floor. That would be number 147. that number is definitely wrong because that says it's number 47. So, okay, so that's the rumble seat floor. Evidently, that's what they call that. And I'm leaving it black. I'm not even sure if I'm keeping the rumble seat up or down, so. But so far, it's been a really fun build, Candy. I should build a Volkswagen just for you, darling. I'm sure you've seen enough of them. I probably get it. You know exactly what I was building before I ever got to it, really. All right. So there's that. That's already in. I'm going to go ahead and put the brakes in. I need my pointy finger right there. All right. Open up the holes just a bit. There we go. Get the bigger one as well. All right. Let me get these out of the way. First thing I need to do really is glue the body down to the chassis. Let's try that. The floor down to the chassis. Let's see where's it going to connect the best. I really don't want to make too much glue points on it because I want to possibly be able to pull it apart as well. So I don't want to. So let's see. It looks like I can do a good B right across the back and maybe one right across that front neck and front. Yeah. All right. Yeah, there's the steering mechanisms all into place too. So yeah, let me go ahead and do that. How do I feel? There's 2 spots there, 1, 2, and then the line in the back is all I should have to use, and still be able to pull it apart when if I want to redo it or rebuild it or repaint it. All right, so it's going to be these 2 parts here that are getting a little bit of glue, and I'm going to glue right across these 2 right here because there's little pins that hold them. So I'm probably going to put a little bit here on this hump where these 2 little pins are as well. So let's get to that. Here's my tip. Let's get a new one, I guess. All right, got a new tip. Somebody needs to make a sleeve that helps these dang little plastic tips stay on better. Come on, there we go. All right, just a little line there, 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 and on that pin there, someplace. So it goes here, 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 and here. So that leaves the centerpiece a little bit. Okay, so now let's drop this into place. Get a little pressure. That should hold it into place. Okay. I'm going to turn this around because I'm right-handed. I don't know why I have to have it on this side, but I do. Right, make sure we get that all the way down. Ice them into place. Because that goes right into those lips right there. Okay, perfect. Should go right into place there. Okay. Yeah, so sit it down nice and neat. Hey, Rob. Yeah, I know. Say hi to Miss Candy. Okay, so now that I'll wait for one and see if anybody else comes in, but I'm going to let you know right now, I got my package from Sam today, Rob. I told you I was expecting a big box of parts. Well, he definitely outdid himself when he sent this box of parts. There is 2, I'm not sure if they're full wrecker booms in there, but I saw at least one that I know I can make a wrecker out of it. Also, he sent me a W900 cab, hood, sleeper, and everything, but he did chop off the cab from the sleeper, so I'd have to kind of close in the back of it and put a different sleeper on it, but I think I got everything I need to do the W900 now, for the KW W900 now. So, what would you rather do? Would you rather me keep working on the 32 Chrysler here, or do you want to see what I got? He gave me probably like 8 things of chrome, 3 or 4 different things of decals, a whole buttload of parts. I mean, a buttload of parts. So what do you want to do? You want me to go ahead and keep working on the 32 to get her done so we can get onto one of the other rigs, or do you want to see? Or do you want to see what I got in the box? He called it a parts grab box, rebuilder box. So I received it today, and I only, like I said, browsed through it out there for a couple of minutes. So if you want to, we can go through that. So what do you want, Rob? You want to continue with the 32? Or do you want me to go ahead and start opening that? Go ahead and start going through all those pieces and figuring out exactly what I got in there. Finish up the 32. Works for me. I would agree. I want to get this thing done as well. It's only been our 3rd week here on it, but I will have to say it did come out outstanding. Taking my time. I don't want to make it all look nasty. Alright, so now I got the radiator in there where it's supposed to be. I need to cut the centers out of this. Yep. Let me go ahead and do that with these as well. So that Freightliner that I have may have just turned into a cab over record, depending on what parts I have for the tow boom. I'm sure I can figure out a way to make the sides and everything that I need to for the decking. With just some sprue, or some styrene rather. Alright, now I'm going to have to go back on my instructions here. I did tip over and put out my 2 brake pedals. There's 1, there's 2. I cleaned out all the holes for that. Where did it go? I just had it in my damn fingers. Okay, there's 1. And that damn thing just shot out too, bub. Look at that. Well, I know I got one of those in here, so what's that? What is that? Dog food. Dog food. There's dog food right there. Dang cat. Alright, so we did that. Let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put the pedals in. Let's do this. Alright. Can I do this? No, of course not. There goes the shakes again. Maybe it won't have any pedals in it. Well, bless my soul. Right? And that's why I don't build every day anymore. Try to turn it. Oh, look. There's one right there. Okay, find the other one. Probably not. Yep. There we go. Let's try to keep that up there now this time. How about that? The other one I didn't find. Couldn't have gone farther because that was only on my fingertips. Oh well. There's one of them oopses, but Rob, they came to see. Okay, so he'll be able to hit the gas in the clutch, but he'll have no brakes. Like I said, I'm sure I have some in my little bag of parts over here, but I was hoping to be able to find that one again. Anyway, funny thing is I was sitting outside and I hadn't checked the tracking yet on the package that Sam was supposed to, that Sam sent me last week. And he gave me the tracking numbers and stuff, so I went to put the tracking numbers in and UPS couldn't find anything about it. Nothing. So I called the customer service, and of course, you know, you get that. Can you give me the number? It's all electronic, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? No real human. So I went ahead and it gave it all the information. Was it says that I have 2 options. I can schedule to go pick it up or leave it as it is. So basically, it was exactly. See. So I put the clutch in. I left the brake out, and I left the gas there. Crap. I was hoping not to be missing any parts. I found the part for the luggage rack. That I did find. It's right there. I don't want to pick it up again because I'll lose it again. But yep, I found that. So the only part is going. Oop! Did I just get lucky? Oh no. It's not what I thought it was. It is a piece of plastic, but it's not what I thought it was. I have no idea where that could have gone, though. I mean, come on, how far could it have gone? It was like fell right out of my fingertips and bounced. See, this is the problem. And I don't have carpet, guys. So I ain't got to worry about that. Oh, well. All right. Enough fudging with it. I want to go back to the spare tires and see exactly how I'm supposed to put the center ribs in. All right. Let's get that out of the way for the moment. All right, tires are up here, so let's see. I need to clean this out first of all. There's my, I don't know, somehow I ended up with a, I can't find my round one, but I all of a sudden have my triangle shaped file, my rat file. All right, so I'm gonna have to trim the mouse because I can't find my round file either. I'm gonna trim up from this side so that I don't do any scrawling there. There was X's in this. These are the chrome inserts that actually mount the tire to the side of the car. Alright. Well, they really make them things where you can't get them out of there, huh? There's that one. Just trying to make sure it's somewhat smooth so I can get the piece in that I need to. So now, supposedly, this, okay, so there's that piece. There's that piece. There's that piece. And that piece. And that piece. So where is the other? It's right there in that. Okay, so this goes into here like this. Supposedly this goes into here, it shows. Okay. This going here, like this. Yeah, so that goes there. That goes there. That goes there. And that goes in there. Okay. Alright, so we got how it goes kind of now. Oh, weird. It really is kind of weird, guys, that I would do it that way. Because that's the back side. And that's the front side. So I would think that it would go the other way myself personally, that it would go here with the big portion there, that with the smaller portion there, but that's not the way they're showing it. Literally, they're showing this one, and then this piece, whoops, here, like so. Now that's the front of the rim that's going to be showing outward, so I guess that would be okay. I guess so. Don't know, man. I can only go by what they gave me, dude. Alright, so there's the two front rims. There's the back rims. There's two of those. There's two of those. Alright, so here we go. We can get the side things on. I'll put them in. I'm not going to glue them in, though. And then I'm going to get the rumble seat into the body. Get that done with. Put the window on. So let's see. There's that goes there. So when we get to that, okay. So front wheel goes inside here. This goes this way. The bigger, fatter one goes on the back. Okay. Alright, so that's what we're doing right now. Let's do it up. I'm not going to put like a couple of lines of glue here and there. I'm not going to really do it up in case I want, again, in case I want to pull it apart. So I'll do like 4 points. We'll get the big old beast on there. So it goes like that. Okay. Right. Okay. Now we do the thin one. Excuse me. Now we do the thin one. Which goes here, here, here. Hey, Steven. How we doing, bro? So I'm gonna do it the kind of easiest way so I don't have to reach through the tire. I'm gonna go ahead and put the center cap that's on here together. Maybe I can't because it needs to rim. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that, guys. I'm gonna have to go this route with it. Just let it go with what it is. Alright, so that goes like that. Okay, so yeah, I did because it puts it down more. Okay, so now there's a lip in here. So I'm gonna put a little bit here and a little bit over there because I don't want it to split out all over the place. And then I'm gonna take this, and this just goes right like that, pops right in. Pops right in. There's one side of it. Okay, so that should be good. Then I take the back end of it, and it shows that I put it in there. Okay, so there, they both popped right in. Okay, so I don't even have to glue the back portion of it. All right, cool. Works for me. Okay, so there's your fully assembled spare wheel. There's one. So, oh, that's the back side. Sorry, guys. That's the front side. And I have two caps left to go in the center, just like on the front ones. I don't know the rest of the time. Excuse me, my throat's sore. All right, so I got the ring. Cha cha cha. How's everybody doing? How you doing tonight, Steven? Glad to see you come in, brother. Whoop, I hit the key. Woo! There we go. And I'm leaving just, I guess because of the way the other one fit, I'm gonna go ahead and trim all this off. I was thinking about leaving some to maybe grab it better, but that one snapped right into place. So I'm gonna do it the same way and just snap them together, and then those will be done. And we'll move on to the interior, which I will see what I have to touch up once I get the interior in. All right, so that should do that. All right. Okay, so here we go again. 1, 2, so that's number 15, 13, 23, 24, and 14, as well as 315. That goes in here, guys. So it's 15, 13, 331, 23, 24, and 14 all go to make the one cap. The number 315 is a chrome piece, which is going to be just little round caps right here that are right there. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm sorry, brother, to hear that. Dang, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. I know one of our other members, and I don't think he said anything, so I'm not going to say his name, but I know one of our other members are very sick with COVID. They started it with, I think, last week, guys. I haven't said anything because, like I said, he hasn't said anything. You know, so I'm really hoping it's, you know, it's not for your daughter, because my wife had it, and it's not fun, guy. It's really not, and I can't imagine a kid, you know, being that sick, and I really can't, dude. My heart goes out for you, and I do give you lots of prayers and very, very, very much love sent to your daughter. Did I just do that wrong, guys? Dang, I did, man. There goes another oops. That's oops number 2 for the night, Rob. Oh, that's a live feed, man. Get these guys out there. My son said that you got an oops counter. You got live feed, you know, it's live. You got these guys out there that say it's a live feed, and what do? They record everything, and then they go edit in their shop, and you don't get to see any of what really takes sometimes for a guy to put a model together. You know, you only get to see what he wants you to see, which is cracked out. I want to see you put the dang thing together and what you had to go through. What did you break? What did you lose? What did you have to make because you just had to have that part? You know, how bad do you shake? How many times do you drop something? How sloppy are you with the glue? Those kind of things are what interest me in model building. That's why we all build models. We want to see what it takes to build. Okay, that one did not snap in just as easy, guys, just so you know. And I think it's because I didn't clean it good enough. So I'm going to have to go back in and clean it by that. That really stinks. The other one snapped right in. I'm going to go this side. Oh, there we go. I got it. Okay. Nah, it's not sitting level. All right. Time to go in and be some... Well, it really shouldn't be that bad. It's not going all the way into the plastic. Oh, it is going into there, though. Okay, cool. All right. Time to clean it up some more. Time to do some sketchy blank. Do-da, do-da. Hope I get away with it. Do-do-do-da-day. Huh? What? Oops counter. Oh, Rob said oops counter number 2. Matt, are you on? Are you on the live? No. Oh, your phone's dead. I'm talking to my son, guys. Sorry. He's over here listening to the show, making comments on the backside of it.
No, I'm saying you should put one up there.
Oh, you think I should put an oops counter? I did. Rob's my oops counter. He just said oops counter number 2. See? That's what I'm saying, man. You know, you can't know what you can't know what it takes to actually make one of these things look fairly decent if you don't get to see every little thing that the person building it had to go through. Whether he's good or a pro, he's not going to be everything perfect. There's no way. So those guys out there that are putting these videos out there that are perfect, I mean perfect, they're showing you perfect build from one part to the other. You know, you didn't get to see the build, guys. You got to see what he chose to show you that went well for him. Now, I want to see what didn't go so well. That's the stuff that I want to see. What did you have to do to make that fit like that? You know? I watched a couple of guys that do scratch builds of creatures and stuff, and horror, and sci-fi. Man, those guys are, holy cow, the detail that they put into those things and what they have to go through. Using styrene and cardboard and pipe cleaners, but you never know it's that stuff. You know, so I think that's what makes me interested in all that diorama stuff, because the things that they use, and you can't tell, man. There's no way you can tell. I mean, some guys go, you know, a lot of them go as far as to paint the whole bottom and everything, so when you flip it over, you still can't tell. All right, so that went in perfectly. Now, did I glue in there? Yes. Okay, so pray for me that this one goes in perfectly now. So get it underneath there first, and that was it. There it goes. It snapped right into place. You didn't hear the snap because I guess where I pushed it and snapped, I had to glue in it. But there it is. Okay, so now we'll see if the back wheel snaps right in. And we've completed a process of something. Oh, hey, Sarge. I didn't see you pop in, brother. Sorry about that. I agree with you. That's good. Well, this one, luckily, has a windshield that has bullet holes in it and a front grille that has bullet holes in it. So that's what I'm pretty much going to do. He's a bad guy. He's been being chased. So if his car is all screwed up, we know why. He's been ramming cops to try to get away. His paint job's not most perfect. The bad guy had to go pee while he was on the road and got someone's car. I don't know. All right, there. That popped in too. So there you go. That's all the gluing it took me. I've been dreading this for all week long trying to do this. I didn't want to make it look nasty, but they all came out really nice. Okay, so there's number 2, guys. That's the back. There's the front. So I'm going to put the little center cap in, and then the spare tires are done. The interior baseboard is done. The jump seat floor is done, and we got brakes. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We got clutch and gas. As Rob said, he's a bad guy. He don't need no brakes. But as you can see, I'm looking for the brake again. So it is annoying me that it was right in my fingers and I didn't feel it pop. I just felt it fall out. So I don't know where the heck it went. But you watch, I'll find it just like I did the piece of the luggage rack. Oops, okay. All right, where are we now? What do we want to do next? Let's see. Let's finish off putting the body on, or the fenders on the chassis. So that's that piece there. That's the floorboard there. Okay, so now I have both of the stick shifts to put in. 1, 2, the steering wheel to put in. This one here. Where's my cutters? How you doing tonight, Sarge? I asked everybody else. I didn't want to leave you out, brother. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you coming in. I know I've been kind of lackadaisical on doing the shows, but you know, sometimes I just don't feel so hot, and you know, I'm not very how should I say, entertaining. How's that? So I kind of try to stay away from it when I'm not feeling so hot. But I'm feeling much better. I'm definitely feeling stoked. No pun intended, my brother Samuel. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. Good, I'm glad. Is that a Georgia peach? Or a California peach? Peaches grow in California? I don't even know. Probably not. Oranges do. Yes, I've lost my freaking mind. Okay, so this is the steering column. And the steering ball goes here, which goes... I think I was supposed to put the steering ball in before I put the... See, there's why I didn't put a bunch of glue on it. There it is. Has to come up. Dang it. All right, because the steering mechanism ball has to connect to this thingy doohickey here. So I'm glad, 100% glad, that I did not glue it majorly. Okay, so there's that. All right, so there's that. No, I did not make the steering turn because of, ouch, because of the end of one of the steering mechanisms themselves. Was molded backwards, just like this guy's arm. There's no elbow here on the back of this guy's arm. It's just bent plastic. Not like there's an elbow over here where it's bent. You can see the pointy piece of the elbow. This is just like a rounded piece. And literally, if the elbow was, if it was in more, I'd be able to sit it on his lap like the picture shows. But because they didn't mold it or whatever, they didn't form it right or tool it right. Thank you. I'm glad you saw that, Sarge. See, you knew what I was thinking, what made me stutter. See? Oops, number 3. Ah, that's okay, man. Folding laundry, I did that earlier. I do. I admit it. My wife takes care of the bills and stuff since I got hurt, and I tried my best to take care of cleaning the house and making it to where she doesn't have anything to do. So I do laundry, I do floors, I make the bed every morning. I try to make her breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, take care of the monsters. I'm even taking care of my 30-year-old now.
Whoa.
He didn't like that, guys, just so you know. But thank you, Sarge. I found it. I heard you. I can hear you just fine. Just because I got a headset on don't mean I can't hear. Uh-huh. I hear you. Keep talking. You might make it to 31.
How did you get to 30 here?
Okay, well, you might make it to 30 if you keep it up. You might not. Yes, you just heard me threaten my 29-year-old son. But he knows better. I might run him over with my truck. But
Promises.
I was going to finish my statement, so he'd probably enjoy that. Somehow I knew he was going to say promises, just so you guys know. All right, this is supposed to go right up through this hole here. I don't know if I opened it up. Okay, I did. And then now we're going to have to go back and put the glue back where I had it, because it did seem to work good. So here, it worked good. Just one little dab. So all I did was a little dab, so it didn't hurt anything pulling it off. I can put the little dabs back on. It didn't look like these touched at all, but I'm going to do them again. I know it touched here because I felt it pull when I did it. I know it touched this one. And I know it touched this one. Okay, so there's 2, 4, 6, 8. That should be enough to hold it into place. Holding the steering wheel mechanism up, I'm going to put the body back on, and hopefully everything still falls into place. Now, supposedly, you're supposed to be able to line up this end piece here, which has a cog on it. It's supposed to line up to that, I don't know, the piece I showed you before on the chassis that I had to stick in. What was it called, guys? Come on. Come on. There it is. Okay, it's number 100. So, what that says, do not cement number 101 through hole or to cog attachment, C-O-G attachment. Okay, so on this one it's got like a little cog supposedly molded in the bottom, but on the chassis we stuck a little cog that went out to the steering mechanism, which went out to the front. No, well, see, that's the thing. I really don't believe it'll go there, Rob, because that's why we're trying to get the heck out of here and buy our own big old piece of land. Because hopefully before we have to go into a home, I get one of these suckers to come out, at least set me up to where I can at least die peacefully on my own piece of land. So that's the idea. So I won't be going into a home. I will work myself to death and put myself in the ground on my own piece of land if I can. So that's what Mama wants. Mama wants us just to be on our own and do our own thing until the day we actually have to go, and that's what we're trying to accomplish. Yeah, I know I'll need medical care and I'll need somebody to take care of me and that kind of stuff because of how sick I already am. But Mama says she can do that, and I'm sure my oldest son over here is not going to let me rot away out in the middle of nowhere, so I'm not worried about that. And I'm pretty sure he won't put me into a, he knows I wouldn't do that to my parents or my mom because that's just not right. But I'm also hoping not to have to. do what my parents did. I spent 25 years of my life in my marriage taking care of my parents and my father when he first got sick until he died. 25 years, guys. Even 5 of those years, I ripped my entire family up out of my house, rented a house to move my parents into with my wife and my entire family the year my son went off to college. We did that for 5 years, Matt. 5 years, until my parents were getting so well that they decided that they would call the police just because I said I need to close the sliding door so my infant son at the time, Daniel, um, could sleep when he was having major problems communicating. He hadn't spoken at 2 years old yet. So we were going through all kinds of medical and therapy and all these other things, and we were exhausted. We just wanted to go to sleep. So if it was quiet in the house, and we shut the sliding door because they had their TV up loud, and of course, they're older, they talk louder, and then they got to talk over the TV, and so they were good enough to feel like they could take care of themselves and wanted to eat whatever they wanted to cook and eat and drink what they wanted to, not kind of try to stay on a schedule like the doctors wanted them to do, that kind of stuff. So we're like, you know what, you're good enough to do that. Maybe you're good enough to go home. So we luckily didn't sell their house. We only rented it out. And of course, 5 years later or something, my dad died. 6 years later, my dad died, and my mom sold the house and moved in with my brother. So now he's threatening nursing home for my mom, but I'm out of control there. I was in control for 25 years. I had, what do they call it, Matt? Crap. I had my wife and I took care of all the legal stuff. My wife and I took care of all the doctor stuff. Pardon me? Power of attorney, thank you. My wife had power of attorney for most of what they did. We wanted nothing to do with their money, that kind of stuff. I still don't. I know my mom made money, and I hope she can live on it. And I'm hoping she doesn't have to go into her home, because I know for a fact that they're going to suck that dry, and then she won't have nothing, And then my brother will go into debt instead of me because he put his name, John Hancock, down on a piece of paper instead of me this time. When my dad went into rehab several times, I literally put my name down and took responsibility for everything, and anything that had a problem, they would call me. They used to call me in the middle of the night, guys. I mean, the middle of the night, I crap you not, because my father wasn't behaving himself. I loved my father with all my heart, or I wouldn't have done what I did. So, but there's another reason I'm kind of a stay-at-home body, so I can, when something does happen, I'm here close to the house, so I don't have to worry about anybody taking care of me or trying to get me anywhere. I pretty much have everything I need right here. Plastic. We only need plastic. Don't you guys know that? Sup, Paul? Glad to see you, brother. I figured if I stayed on here long enough, you'd see us and come on in and hang out. Nah, I'm teasing, brother. This way you can do a room later, though, and I might peek in on that one again. You guys, if you're going to go to one of our rooms, when you come into the room, guys, take it for what it is, because you never know what you'll find us saying or doing in those rooms. So be aware. If one of us do a room, any of us, Paul, me, Jeff, any one of us, Robert, anybody, does a room, just remember when you go in, think of the Model Asylum and why we created the Model Asylum and how crazy building and stuff might actually make you before you enter that room, because you might get a surprise or two. Well, maybe not a surprise because y'all know we're crazy, but you might not, what's the word I'm looking for, Paul? We kind of go crazy with the, there's some special effects and stuff in there. We kind of get horsing around with those in there. As you guys saw, we posted some about a week or two ago. So, but if you come into any of our rooms, like I said, you get what you get, guys. You came into a private room. It's private. We don't have to worry about Facebook, yan at us. It's on Messenger. It's private. Nothing gets recorded. Nothing gets saved. So you can screw around and horse around. I mean, we still appreciate some respect, but, we do get a little more loose in there. And I know that's why you guys like the rooms better than the lives here. Yeah, okay. Legally speaking, Robert. Okay, I will let you stand on the 5th on that one. I will give you that option. Considering how many times you may have had already to give that option to a whole bunch of other people. So. I took my meds, guys. Give me a break, okay? Oh, man. Man, I knew I didn't have to do that. I'm going to rest the soul again. All right. The whittle holes is all done. I got to figure out a way to get this mechanism. Is it sitting down on that yet? Oh, it is sitting down on it. Let's go up underneath it. Is that better? Would that be better? Wondering if maybe... Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're good. Okay, good. Okay, now, steering wheel. I blame Paul too. I second that emotion. Matter of fact, I think everybody's blaming Paul. It's what he gets for going out behind the asylum, behind the shed, and sniffing glue again. Keep telling him that them damn purple unicorns aren't real. Damned if you don't try to ride them every freaking time we're not looking. Alright. Steering wheel in there. Now what I need to do is put the piece on here. Oh, I'm glad I didn't glue them yet. Okay, remind me not to glue these in place yet, guys. I got to do this yet. Okay, so I got to check to make sure the seat's going to go in. Oh, you know what? Let's be smart here. Is that going to work? Ooh, that worked. Forward a bit. Alright. So the steering wheel is in the right place. It's in the right... Oh, I didn't glue it though, did I? Nope, I didn't glue it. Alright, now is the hood going to go on too? Everything's going to go on nice and smooth, right? Okay, everything goes on nice and smooth. Fits in nice. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue the seat in after we get the... All we have left now on this one, which is number 7, the fender. We're about done with this. There's only 2 more, guys. But this one's got a lot of crap. This has got the whole interior and all the accessories, number 8. And then number 9 is the final assembly, which is where they put the horns and stuff on. That's going to take me the longest because it's going to be little tiny parts. I thought you were going to say you had an alligator in your backyard for a minute there, Paul. I was going to say, no, that's me. I got the alligators. Alligator skin. Like you don't pick on me all the time. Told you, paybacks are great. So, does that mean you're doing a room tonight? All right, so did that. Let's get the stick shifts in place, and we'll go from there. And then this number 7 is done. That sounds like my middle son is here. Who is it? It is my middle son here.
No.
Zeus, back up. Thank you. Hey, Chris, how was your day?
Good.
Good. Oh, okay. Well, like I said, maybe if I can, because I don't have to cook tonight. My wife told me she would get something on the way home. Oh, I'm just not feeling it, guys. I don't know. So, I do get a break once in a while. She lets me not makes me cook. She doesn't make me cook. She doesn't even ask me to cook. I just do it. All right. So, I'm really liking this new headset, though, guys. Especially when we're in the room. It really sounds cool. All right. So this is the outside one. So I'm assuming this is the power brake or the emergency brake. Or were there 2 shifters in there, high and lows on that? Is that what that was? I'm not sure what that is. Numble seat floor. This is the floorboard and fender. Making sure that both gears are steering column, side steering column up through and gear shift lever to floorboards. Emergency brake and gear shift lever to floorboard. Alright, well, later on in the room if you want, I got that box from Sam I was talking to you about, Paul. Yeah, I know. I was hoping he was going to get that job. He was mentioning it to me. So he got the job at the quarry? Is that what he's doing? Night job at the quarry? I loved it when he went, yeah, I did Abidu the other night. It was awesome, man. I almost died. Yeah, he didn't tell me. Snow. Cool. You got to send me some pictures. And I did get your card. Did I tell you that, Steven? I think I PM'd you. I did get your card, brother, just so you know. Mama's got some sending out soon. We just got our tree and got the boxes out, so she'll be sending some out soon. Hopefully you get it. I got yours in less than a week, so you should be able to do the return. But thank you. It's an awesome card. And I promise not to put plastic addictions in it. It'll just be my Joe Hudson name, I promise. Joe and Tina. It'll probably be Marcus and Tina Hudson, just so you know. Because that's the way she always puts my names. That's my what do they call it? Legal name. Okay, that's all done now. Paul, man, I lost the brake, bro. The brake pedal. Literally lost the brake pedal like 10 seconds after I started the stream. Everybody saw it too. Well, they didn't see where it went. Luckily, Sarge just saw it where I dropped the cog for the steering column. He saw that fall off. I didn't even see that. I was looking. Tell Matthew. Yeah, no, Mom would kill me both ends. Get down. Mom's not with him. Get down. Can't believe you let him stand up over you like that, boy. I wouldn't do that. Mom's not there. Yes, Susan. Mom's not there. But yeah, I started the stream, started working on it, said let's put all this together, and I put the two, and I went to pick up the brake, or whatever it was. They're both the same, so brake or clutch, whatever, and it flew away. It went bye-bye. And it is nowhere to be found anywhere on my desk. So, oh, what is that? Oh, that almost looks like a gun. But it's not. It's sprue. Alright, so let's carry on. So anyways, what I was going to say is I got the package from Sam. There is 2 partial record booms at least in there that I know of. A whole crap load of chrome. A bunch of other parts on sprues, guys. I mean, tanks and interiors and seats, and so I want to show you guys what he sent me. It's kind of a grab bag junkyard kind of thing for rebuilders and stuff. But he also did send me a whole artillery. I think it's a Volvo cab that he had put together that he pulled all apart. That I'm going to be doing that as well. So, okay, so we've done this, all of those with the exception of the brake. And if I find the brake between now and then, we're good. All right, here we go. Body and interior. Okay, so you guys said you wanted me to use the bullet glass, right? All right, Steven, brother, be safe, man. Thanks for stepping in and saying hi, brother. I do appreciate it. You can watch it later on if you like, or let me know what you think. So, but you guys said that you wanted me to put the bullet holes for the windows, right? The ones with the bullet holes. So let me go ahead and do that, because we're going to do the first one, and then I'll do the rear window on this one. And I don't know what that one's for, but it definitely looks like it goes for something that's got bullet holes in it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what that is. Okay, so I need this and these. So I'm going to have extra windows. Love it. Goes on my glass. All right, buddy. Be safe, Paul. Have a good night. Enjoy your company, brother. If you don't do a room, don't worry about it. It's all good, bro. Seriously. I'm sure everybody will survive. And like I said, maybe I'll jump on one. I don't know. All depends on what time Mama gets home and when I get off of here. But have a great day tomorrow. I'll bang out you. Hey, Joseph. What's up, brother? Glad to have you. Get up there. All right. So there's the rear window for that. Let's get this window in here. And these are the headlight lenses, and these are the light lenses that I took off earlier, the stand lights. These are stand lights. I got you, Rob. No way. It doesn't show. It shows that you may have, but it shows that I'm still live, bro. I'm here on the stream. It says 49, 48, 49, 09, 49, 10, 49, 11. It's still counting down. I'm going to go to the actual... Let's see if I can see if it's still going. No, it shows that I'm still live. So, Rob. All right. Let's go back down here to the messaging because I keep hearing people pop in and say something. All right. Let's go over to my messenger. What do we got going here? Mr. Shoe grew. I guess he got bumped out. All right, Mr. Paul Lovelace left. Okay. So who do we still got in here, guys? Roll call. Just so I know if I'm gonna keep going or if we're gonna, because it doesn't show me how many people are in unless I exit this screen, and I don't. Oops, I don't really want to exit that screen because then I won't be able to see the messages. All right, cool. We're good. All right. Okay.
It's a hot chocolate bomb.
Okay.
So you put it in some warm or hot milk, and it melts and makes hot chocolate.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Cool. Awesome. If you want it, it's fine, son.
No, I'm good.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I probably will later on then.
Yeah, for sure. People give me too many sweets during the day, so.
Well, that's mom's office for you.
Yeah.
Trust me. You'll gain 100 pounds working there. Well, I know that. All right, so which way does it go? Does it go upward or downward? Do we need to know? Hey, Rob. Yeah, it was you, brother. It wasn't me. I'm here, Lil. Okay, I got you, Joseph. I saw you, brother. Yeah, I saw Rob said he got kicked off. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't really having problems with everybody else as well, because I would have restarted if I had to. All right, so we get the window put in, and I am putting the bullet-riddled window in. All right, window is in, and believe it or not, I didn't get any glue on it. There's the window. You guys can't see that, can you? There we go. There's the window. Now you see it. There's the window, guys. Bullet-riddled. All right, so I'm gonna have to let that sit off to the side now. All right. So it showed me to do that. Now it's showing me to go ahead and put everything together here. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So it's showing me that it wants me to put the interior together as well. So let's go ahead and do that. We're almost there, Rob, man. We're almost there. So what are we going to start on next, Rob? What do you want me to start on next? You want me to start on the Pro Star or the steak truck like Paul is doing? Or do you want me to start on the Mercedes or the Jeep? What do you guys want me to build? If you want to know my preference, we all sure already know my preference. I shouldn't even have to tell you my preference. You all should just automatically know it. Here there are these little doors. I don't know what they're called. I'm going to have to look that up. Let me get my old man glasses. Number 3, which is number 51. Let's see, step number 3. Golf bag door. Oh my God, guys. It's got a golf bag door. Seriously. Oh, I haven't even started the Jeep yet. I still have to finish, shoot, dude. We still got to finish the Rio. I still haven't finished that one. And I haven't finished the 40s Ford. But I was willing to start something new if you guys wanted to. But we can go back to we can go back and revisit. Of course, you know, I like to do that. Doesn't bother me a bit. All right, so it's got a golf club door, y'all. And now I know what these little doors are. It's got a flippin' golf club door, guys. Oh my flipping God. You have got to be kidding me. And it shows that this goes on one side, that goes on the other. If that's the case, why does it look like the goes like that? It can't go like that because then it would not open. But yeah, guys, it's got a golf club door, man. Oh no, man, I haven't started that at all. I'm like I said, I'm still plugging along at the 40s Ford and the Diamond Rio, man. Remember, I changed up the Diamond Rio when I got those humps from Joe Fritz. I went kind of crazy on that. Okay, so why in the world would I want it that way then? It should go this way, right? All right now. Oh, you know what? I wonder if that little piece went down on my keyboard and I can't see it. Alright, so this is supposed to go here, like that. Alright, we're supposed to, it's got like a little louver here piece. It's got a little hinge on here. But as usual, it doesn't fit squarely in the hole. So my recommendation to anyone who's dealing with that, because that's going to go to the inside, that's going to go to the outside. I thought it went to the exterior of the body first, though. Hold on one second here. Let me see if I'm doing something wrong here. Oh, I got it to go through the hole. But now it won't come back out. Yeah, no, I haven't started anything. Like I said, we've still got a lot to do. Remember, I told you we were going to finish up one thing at a time first. Okay, so I get it. Okay, so this goes on this side, so I need to turn this around first of all. So the door goes on this side, and this is the inner door, and this is going to be the outer door. That's what's going on there. Right, that's exactly what's going on there. So that's the outer door. I might leave it black. I do have touch-up paint I can use, but I might leave it black. Supposed to open, but it didn't give me any golf clubs, man. Gave me a golf club bag door, but it did not give me a golf door, but it did not give me any golf clubs. How rude. It did give me a cool little motorcycle though. Boom, boom. Yeah. Yes, I took my meds, guys. I know you guys are thinking, oh my God, he's losing it. But there's nothing new there, gentlemen. I've been losing it for a very long time. I kind of like the way that's sitting up like that. But it's got to be something wrong because something's not lining up or something. Because the front end makes, and I do believe it's my steering column that's causing me a problem at this point. Yep, there it is. Right, there's the tire. That's exactly why I didn't want to press on it, dang it. Alright, I'll have to glue the back tire back on. Do that real quick while it's... I can't. Damn it. Dang it, should I say? Alright, very little glue. Right down center. I just sit on this side for 10 minutes or something. I'll work on the body. Okay. Alright, so the door goes on the interior side, or I'm sorry, exterior side of the interior. Okay, there's an exterior and an interior side. Well, this is the interior side, so the door would literally go like that. Now, I'm going to say like that, my bad. Okay, like that. Okay, so when you put it in, then you're supposed to glue the door on from the outside so that it opens and closes through the hole. That's why that hole's bigger than this one. So I got it. I get it. I do get it. Alright, so it's telling me that I need to put this into here. So it goes this way. This goes up into here. Let's see where it's going to show me where to put everything. That lined up perfectly. Check that out. Okay, so there's an edge inside the edge of the body, and there's a front lip up here that you can slide the interior right into. Now, and there goes your door. There's your door. There's your... Try to get you guys to see it open and close. Alright, let me glue this piece in, and we'll go from there. Alright. So I now know that it goes... Oops, number 4, there you go. Yeah, you're right. I should do a simple one during the holidays. You're right. That's a good idea, bro. That really is a good idea. I like that idea. I do. So we should do either for the next couple of weeks. Which is it? Well, that's the thing. Doing an easy one doesn't take me a couple of weeks. That's the thing. But to do an easy one, we could do the stake truck too, or we could just finish up the tank, or we could do the RE8 1918 Special Edition aircraft that I have in 172. We could do any of those, any one of them. Or we can start a new one, guys. Like I said, this channel's for you guys to enjoy and have something to come check out and watch when it comes to plastic. And you guys get to help me figure out what I'm doing. I mean, I'm going to go out and buy the ones that I want to build and like to build. You guys can also suggest builds for me. And I would love to go find some of the stuff that you guys say. And we can go piece by piece, day by day, see what we do. Alright, anybody see what I did with that damn door? There's the outside of it. There it is. Okay, got it. Alright, so now let's go ahead and put, now there's some here. There's a line here, there's a line here, and there's a line here on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and line them both up with a little bit of glue here, here, and here. Actually, there was a little bit of an edge there, just right on that edge there, just so it comes down to the point. All right, just very little enough to get it in there. All right, so now this goes this way, facing outward, dingleberry, not inward, facing outward, just like that, and it goes in here like this. Frontwards. Oh, door came off. See, that's what I was afraid of. Alright, so door comes in here like this, like so. Faces outward. Let's try that again. Goes into here like that. Oh, wait. You know what it is? Screw there. Stop that. Forgot to clean the edge of where I got the screw off that. Rushing it. I don't want to rush it. I want to get to another build, but I don't want to rush this. Yeah, there's not much at all. There's not on the stake chart, but I'm gonna want to paint it. I'm assuming he painted his. I'm gonna want to paint mine. I got the blue paint right here already. I'll show you when I'm done here before the night's out. Don't let me forget. And I'll show you what the paint I'm gonna use. But yeah, I know there's not much to that truck. There's really not. So I'm doing that wrong. So that goes this way. So it opens out. Now does that fit right? So now it opens out. No, not that way. This way. Oh, this way. Okay, so now we got that there. We got that there. Let's put this into place here. Okay, so I missed a spot for the glue, so give me a second, guys. I didn't realize that lined up right on that, which is cool because that's going to help me get my rumble seat into place. Because the rumble seat literally goes on the here. Easiest way to do this, I think, is going to be to put the interior piece in, then make sure it's where it's supposed to go. But there's only one place this can go, because if it sits down in all the grooves, you're in the right place. Alright, squeeze it over, make sure that door shuts. There is all little ledges that the glue goes onto. As you can see, if you push it right, it lines right up to the top of the window. So it's pretty simple to put those in now. And there is a lip here on the fender wall. Let me see if I can get you a place. There's a lip right there on the fender wall that the outside of the fender goes into. Alright, just so you know. So it's kind of making the seat. So now it's also telling me to put my seat in. So let's do that. So the seat is going to go this way. Into here like so. And I'll put it up over like that for now. Like that. And once I get this other side in, it literally should line right, everything should line right back up. I'm going to get to that side of this one as well so it stays in place. Did I do that? Yep, I did all that. And this one just shows that it's going into place here. There. And there. With the seat there. Like that. I can get over the hole there. Alright, in the holes. Now my recommendation is that you push down to get that really good and seated, because when you move the seat around, that's going to have to be really good and tight, a nice tight glue. So recommendation that you guys do go ahead and do that. So in all reality, guys, I should be able to turn this over now, have the door open for the golf clubs, and have the rumble seat open as well. So there we have it. Alright, so now I'm going to put it right back into place because it did move it. And like I said, I should have just waited for it to glue, but I got so excited I wanted to show you guys what it looked like. So I'm going to put this back in now too. And we'll be good to go. Alright, there we go. Alright, put these back into place and leave them be, let them dry. So from that point, we're going to go start doing some work to the, there we go. There we go. Now we're cruising. All right. Put any glue down here to hold it up against the wall down here, so I need to move it back a little. Just a little dab of glue down here between the door panel and the actual door wall, so that it has something to hold to back there. There we go. Same thing over here, and then I'm going to set this off to the side and let it dry for a bit, because then I know I got it right. So everything opens. Okay. Just a little bit of a line there. Squeeze it over. Let me get my cha-cha-cha. There's one, and there's the other, but I can't squeeze the thing over because it's going to do damage to the paint if I do. So, no, I'm not going to do that. Oh, you know what? I know what I can do. Just make sure it's all lined up. You got to make sure it's all the way at the top too, seated in nice and tight. Like that one's not. There we go. Okay, it just popped into place. There we go. Okay. Now we should be all good to go there. Everybody should be able to see that the door opens. There you go. Door opens. Rumble seat opens. I just don't want to keep doing it because it's going to keep coming loose. So we're all good. As soon as that dries up and settles up, we're ready to rock and roll. All right. So probably tomorrow we'll be done with this, guys. I'm probably not going to be done with this thing tonight. There's still way too many pieces of chrome and small parts to put on this thing. But from what it looks like, tomorrow will be the end of the day, especially if I do a room later on tonight, do a little bit of work. Yeah, right? That's what I would say. Alright, so there's the door. It's opening and closing. The interior staying into place. This one didn't quite go up as far as it's supposed to, though. Why is that? Oh, there we go, I got it. Yep, there we go. Alright, see, it's all lined up now. Everything's right where it's supposed to be. Alright, now I gotta put the door on the outside of this, it shows. And there's pins there and there, so I think it goes this way. Oh, it goes this way. Yep, goes that way. Okay, so let me clean it up and I'll put the door on. Alright, like I said, I'm not going to paint it. I decided I'm not going to paint it. I'm going to leave it black. It's got black fenders on it. It should look fine. Nice and smooth edges. Put some glue on her and put that on finally. Oh, that doesn't look like it's too smooth when I put the light hits it right. Alright, I think I got it covered. Nice and smooth. Door's nice and smooth. Yep. Alright, let's drop a couple of drops. Here. And here, as well as in the center and the other two corners. So that it folds nicely and stays on there nicely. You get back down in there where you go. There you go. Alright, so now in order for these to line up, I think it's this way. Okay, if not, there's only one other way I can go, because it's... There we go. Okay, I got it. Alright, so now that I got that glued together, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it until everything dries now. But there you have it. There's your golf door. And I got, look at that, man. I got something all over my dang. I can't believe it. I got something all over it. It doesn't look like glue though, so it's got to be acrylic paint. So hopefully I can clean it off and wipe it up. Alright, and that looks pretty good. And I can always make it look like mud or something. Now it's coming up. It's got to be acrylic. Yeah, it's coming up. Probably got little scratches there like a dummy though. Yeah, I bet you I get the rest of that off with an eraser. It came off pretty good. Alright, so now that's all in place. It's all glued in. Haven't made up my mind if I'm going to let the rumble seat open and close or just glue it open yet. That'll all depend on how well, once it all dries, how well it opens and closes. Alright, but everybody's in place. Everybody's where it's supposed to be. Everybody's lined up. Everything's lined up perfectly. Even the doors lined up perfectly and opens and closes right. Okay, so we're good. Just waiting on that tire to dry now. Hopefully that dried enough. I'm going to put it over here by me so I can see if it comes off. Alright, yep. And it's a little forward. Oh, nope. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're good. Alright, so let's try this. All right. So far, so good. Check that out. All right, let's get the seat in. All right. Seat down where it goes. All right. Close the door on the side over there. How's that look over there, guys? How's that look? Nice, right? Pretty good? Works? Does it work for you like it works for me? Alright, cool. But it's definitely, the steering column is definitely not, something's definitely holding it upward. I don't know what it is. Gotta find out though. Something's preventing it from going all the way down there. Hang tight, let me find out what it is. Oh, got it. Okay, got that in. And see, I left the steering wheel to where it would turn. Alright, so what's holding it up? Oh, nothing now. I must have settled it because it came down. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Damn tire came off again. Alright, so I'm going to quit playing with it, guys. I'm going to call this a night. Tomorrow we will finish up the rest of it. Oh, the pin came out. That's all it is. The pin came out. And like I said, that's why I glue them, because the little pins stink, man. Alright, so there. Set that down there. Get that sitting like that. Get a little bit of the weight off of it. Alright, guys, you see where we're going with this, right? Alright, when I put either one of these on, it should look pretty cool. So get the windshield put into place real quick. Check it out. Alright, guys. Just mocking it up here real quick for you to make sure you see everything closes and everything does what it's supposed to. There we go. Alright. We'll do a quick spin around for you, and we're going to call it a night. What do you think? And I really didn't screw anything up. Really didn't screw anything up. I'm not ready to jump off quite yet. Close, but not quite yet, Rob. I was just kind of giving you guys a head up that we're coming to an end on it because I got things done that we needed to. I'm going to go ahead and glue the spares into place with just a drop, just so they stay into place after I put the rings on the ends of the thing. So we're going to do that before, at least before I get off. So I need this here. Okay, so it's this one and this side. This side and this side. Okay, so the rings are, I saw them. Where were they? Right here. Okay. Trying to get back in the swing of things, guys. Like I said, mornings I know are going to be harder for some people as they go out and do shopping and stuff in the morning before it gets all crazy. Kind of like I do. If I do anything, I do it in the morning before it gets too crazy out there, too hot out there for me. And then I usually go rest and relax or do stuff inside. But if I ever do sit down here and build or something, I usually do chime in, guys. So if I ever chime in, it's because I sat down and started doing stuff. And if I'm not in, it's because I haven't even sat down and thought about doing any models yet. Alright, and a little trick I've learned, you know how when you sand something down the edge, you lose the chrome on it? Now, if that piece can be put at the top or bottom, I would recommend you put it at the bottom, because 9 out of 10 times when you're looking at the car, you're not looking from underneath it upward, so you're really not going to see it. You can also use a Molotov pen and color it in, but if you don't have that option, there are ways to step around it, so to speak. Alright, so we got that on there now. So we drop this down to the center. I'm a bit shaky tonight. So that didn't drop right where I wanted it to. Alright. Gotta make sure these are centered, man. Because these are what shows the wheels round. There we go. Okay. One spare tire done. And into place. So what's next, guys? Okay, I can put the lenses in the... Okay, I glued that, right? Okay, so we can get that put into place for the moment. There we go. Come on. Be a good boy. Come on, be a good boy. Good, don't make me get violent. Okay. Alright, so there's better view of it for you. Yes, I do have the 2 louvers that go in there that have the holes in them. These are the louvers that are going in the front of the grill. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's go and glue those into place too while I'm at it. While I'm waiting for something else to dry. I know I just skipped from the tire to the grill. I'm getting tired. Alright, so now, there's only one way they go in. I'm putting the black side down so that it sticks better. But I also don't want to scrape any of the grill out, because if I decide to use the grill later, all I have to do is dechrome it. I can use the grill on something else later. So I think ahead of time sometimes. Like what I just did with the body. I didn't glue it at all points. I only glued it at certain points so that it stayed down and stayed with shape. But then if I decide to, I can later on pull the body off. Kind of like I did the 27 police car. I just started rebuilding stuff. Turned it into something totally different. Don't run off on me yet, Rob. You're not allowed to run off on me yet. I'm not done yet, damn it. Come on, how often do you get me to just sit here and run my mouth and build? Okay, so here you go, guys. I was hoping that the chrome backing would show the bullet holes better. But there's bullet holes in there. You can barely see them. There you go. So there is bullet holes in them. So I'm using the ones with the bullet holes. And that's really what it's going to look like up front. Get down in there. And everything is lining up pretty much perfectly so far. Come on. Stay in place. Oh, I dropped my thing. I gotta watch, be careful not to knock that. So what do we account for oopses, Rob? 5? 4? So far? So that's gonna go in there. That's gonna look pretty tough looking. That's gonna be pretty tough looking, guys. It really is gonna look pretty tough looking from the front. And I've been taking the guy and sitting him on the hood like this. When he's just displayed. Just like sitting on the hood like this. You know? What the hell? Maybe I'll throw him in the rumble seat. Who knows? Sit him back here and make it look like he's riding on the side trying to kill everybody before they get to him. I don't know. I can put him on either side, really. Uh-oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to send you guys that equal sign. I equal nothing. There we go. Alright, guys. Couple more parts, and I think I am going to call it a night. These are going to be pretty cool. These louvers right here, all these little louvers right here, go all down the side of the hood. These little holes in the side of the hood, take all these. It's going to look really good. That's why I was talking about doing it gold. So that ought to be pretty cool if I did that. Painted everything gold, because like I said, I showed it did have gold. Did have gold. Alright, so we did that. That's the only one that's really sticking up. Yep, okay. That's it, guys. Wheels are now mounted. And I'm going to leave the interior kind of loose like that, like I said, just for general purpose of if I want to come back and do something with it later. You know, take it apart, repaint it. I don't have to strip everything completely done. I can just take everything off the chassis and paint the main portion of the car and put it back together. Alright. Number 2 spare tire is complete. So there you go. We are jamming, slowly but surely. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and glue this windshield in now that I can. And I'm just going to use just a little bit right here because I saw the spots on the interior that it grabs a hold of, and it's right here. It's the only place it grabs hold of. There it is. And it's centered. Get the steering wheel up in here. What happened? Why no steering wheel not doing what it's supposed to be doing? Oh, there it goes. Now we're cruising. Okay, got it. There it goes. I didn't have it in the right place. Now let's make sure this sits and lays down. Oops! Get back up here, spare tire. Alright, and this should sit right up now. There we go. We're cruising. Nice. So I'll glue some stuff on. If I do any work tonight, I will definitely PM you guys and let you know I'm going to be on, so that you guys can come hang if you choose. You don't have to, of course. Just because I PM you and say I'm on does not mean you have to come or drop what you're doing. If you're doing something with Paul, that's fine, guys. I just want to, keep doing stuff and getting you guys some content. All right. So now I'm very happy with the way this looks from the front. Came out really nice. So that looks pretty damn good, if you ask me. So it looks even better, I'm sure, with this on it. Because now that that's glued into place, I can just set it on it. Look at that. There you go, guys. There's your 1932 Gangbusters from MPC with the Imperial 8. It looks amazing. It's sitting proper. It's sitting right. The stance is almost perfect. You can see I have chrome to put in here. I have chrome to put down into here on both sides to still put in. I have both the bumpers to put on still. I have all of this chrome to put on still. And all of this chrome to put on still. This is just the men and the guns and so forth. So I'll do that later, but I want to get this done. And here's all the other little accessories. What else do I have over here that needed to go on? Oh, there's the license plate. I can just pull that off, so that's garbage now. And I think that's it. Guys. These look like they're, if I decide to use the other wheels, but I've already used everything I needed to, so we don't need those. So it did say there would be a few extra parts, so there's only a couple so far. That's it. But yep. So I get two views of it. I can do it this way, and I'm gonna come in and touch up all the green and touch up all the maroon too as well. There we go. All right, now guys, that is a pretty car. This is a car that I would probably love to own and just drive around town and cruise all the time. But that's it, guys. Like, subscribe, share, follow, hit that notification number or notification bell. I also want to give a shout out to my buddy Dave at Damn Paint Body and Detailing. His stuff will be in the description when it hits YouTube. Everybody have a good night. And Jeff, man, this is for you. I hope everything is okay. Steven, I hope your daughter's okay. And Rob, I appreciate you coming in, brother. You are my biggest fan, and you are always following me around. Sarge, I appreciate you coming in, brother. I do. Paul, I appreciate you coming in, brother. Joseph, I appreciate you jumping in, pal. Steven, again, I hope everything gets okay tonight, and you let us know what's going on, brother. We'll send you some loving. I think that's about it, guys. Sarge, Robert, Paul. I got everybody. I said it to everybody. Yay! No, Rob. Oh, you asked me earlier, did I get the Coca-Cola truck all lit up yet? No, I have not. But I did go through, I don't even know if you're still here. I did go through my Christmas stuff of lights, and I did find a cord with a bulb base on it, as well as an on and off switch. So what I'm going to end up doing is just putting a clear bulb in it, going up into the center of the bottom of the Coca-Cola tractor or thing. So, Coca-Cola trailer, and what I'm going to do is drill a hole just the right size and put a nut on it. So all I got to do is just run over and plug it into a cord and flick the switch on and off on the outside. So I found that. So I do have to do that though. So you just reminded me that I have that to do as well. So especially before she sets up, but she's got her tree all in here. She got all of her Christmas boxes and stuff out and ready. So she's going to start decorating her tree. Again, a big shout out to the guys at Home Depot for helping my wife find the perfect tree, and a big shout out to Jake. I appreciate you, brother. You're the trucker that brought in the trees for my wife to go through. And the three guys at Home Depot were amazing. They were looking for heavy, fat trees for my wife because she was being specific, and they literally were trying to find trees that they could show my wife that would make her happy. And the second tree this gentleman brought out, my wife was very happy with. And the first tree, the other couple that was with us took. Well, not with us, that was there with us. Well, not, that was there. Took it. So the first two trees, I'm excited. I wonder if this rumble seat's going to open. What do you think, guys? I gotta let it sit long enough for the rumble seat to open? Looks like it wants to. Hey, look at that. It did. There you go. Okay, so I got the rumble seat as well. I got to clean this up. I'm going to clean all this up with the green. Like I said, I got cleanup to do. But otherwise, your rumble seat, and everything works outstanding. Out flippin' standing, guys. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Guys, come in and hang out whenever you want. I will try to do a room if I can later on. At least to come in and hang out and chat, even if I'm sitting outside. But if not, one of you guys are welcome to start it. Let me know you started it. I'll be glad to come in. So, like I said, I can't tell if you guys are here or not, or in or not. But, oh, I guess I can go to here and find out. Let's see here. Alright. That's it. Guys, like, subscribe, share, follow, hit that button. I love you guys. Appreciate you. Plastic on. And just so you know, tonight, when we're doing, if I do a room tonight, or probably tomorrow, no, this is not what I got. Is not what's on here. This is not what I got. Just so you know, it's not what I got. But what I did get, and we're going to go through it together to see what I can build out of it, is I did get this. Check it out. Ready? That. A full box of parts, engines, everything. A full entire rebuilder there. I got the cab right down there for the 520 or for the 925 over here behind me. All that's in here. We got these killer decals he sent with it. So Samuel, I appreciate you, brother. He sent some killer decals, truck decals with it, as well as some other Atari, a full sheet of Atari 8s. I'm debating if I'm going to use the little tiny 8s right there. Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? The little tiny 8s are right there. Those little tiny 8s, the 4 of them right there. I think I'm going to use them on the car here. I'm not sure. Flames probably wouldn't look good. They didn't do flames back then. So we'll see. But you guys got to stick around for that. I'm going to be going through this box piece by piece and sprue by sprue piece and finding out what I can actually do. So thank you very much, Samuel Stokes. I received your package today. I'm very stoked, no pun intended, to get into the package big time and see exactly what I got, because I know I saw at least two wrecker booms in there. Full booms still on the sprue. So I am going to end up doing a truck, guys, wrecker. I'm probably going to change, my wife's like, but I'm probably going to change over my camper scratch to a Freightliner cab over tow truck. So, oh, maybe I'll do it like the one that was in Mad Max. Not Mad Max. Yeah, right? No, not Mad Max. Terminator. The one with Chris Pratt and that's not Chris Pratt that's in it. Anyways, anybody who knows what I'm talking about. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Bye.